So the idea of making a worry creature or a doll, it comes from Mexico, and they make these tiny, tiny little dolls out of bits of stick, and then they wrap them with very colourful threads. And there's a little woven bag, and what they teach their children is how to talk to your dolls and tell them your worries, put them in the bag and slip that under your pillow before you go to sleep. And then by the morning, your worries are gone. So with that idea in mind, we're going to make a worry doll and a worry creature. And you can use a peg, which is just a simple wooden peg, and any bits of fabric really to create the body of the doll. Then you're going to give your doll some arms, so pipe cleaners are really brilliant things to twist and wrap around. So then you have your arms for the doll, and then the next thing you can decide on is I'm going to add some wings, but equally you could decide to add anything to it. A tail, you might turn it into a mermaid. You might turn these into animals. They don't necessarily have to be human either. But mine is going to have wings like this and be able to fly. And the great thing is that while you're making these, you can start talking about the character of the worry doll, what it's been up to, what it does, if it performs any magic, or if it does have any worries at all. So then you can think about hair, you can think about hats, you can think about all sorts of accessories that your doll or creature might have, and literally bind or attach any other bits to it that you want to. I've just got some netting and some wool to tie it on with, but it's very simple. You might want beads to add to it, anything you've got really to make it more personal each time for each child. So the last thing you need to think about is what kind of expression is your worry doll going to have. So I'm going to give mine a very happy expression, so with some eyebrows, and then a very, very smiley face. So now we're going to try and do a creature that's made out of some of the things that we find outside, because it can equally be done if you're in the woods or in the playground looking for things and adding other things. So I've just found a piece off the beach, actually, this bit of wood, and it reminds me of a kind of creature that could be anything, but I think it's got a very, for me, it's got a very long tail. So I'm going to add a tail to it. So this is just fabric, felt. You can add anything you like. Wrap it around. Pipe cleaners are just the best thing for doing all sorts of adjustments and holding things in place, and they're really quick and bright to use. And the next thing I want to add is some kind of tentacly, I think it's an underwater creature actually, so something that looks a bit like tentacles, and again wrapping it around with your pipe cleaner. Or the other thing that is also really a great way of attaching things, but has been actually said to be therapeutic, is wrapping. So wrapping with wool or string, the action and repeated circular motion, and the result, which is the covering of something and the transformation, is, I think, quite special. Wrapping, making, cutting, tearing activities. You're also possibly talking about where does your creature live and what does he like or she like to do, and what is she feeling at the moment, and what does she like to play with, and then you can start to think about names. What kind of a name has this creature got? And all of that becomes part of the activity itself. Plasticine is a fantastic way of very, very quickly, without any glue, which you might not have outside, giving it more of a character. Whatever's around you, really, you can stick a couple of daisy heads in the eyes. Anything really that you can add to that creature that you've created.